Hello and welcome to the stream. As you can tell by the title, somewhat of a relaxed stream, so yeah, I don't plan on getting too heated up about anything that's happened recently, with the whole Brian situation and things like that. I may discuss a little bit about that in this video, but I do want to leave this behind us, and I know I've said that, but I'm still confused about so much that's happened, and I'm also confused by so much that he said. So yes, I'm gonna leave this whole thing with me and Brian behind us, but that still doesn't help the fact that I'm just so confused by the things that he said, but we'll talk about that. Hey, what's going on, John Tyler Browning? Welcome, man. Third stream, third day in a row. Make this daily. That'd be nice, but I don't know. It's not that likely, man. I hate to say it. Joshua Wilson, what's up? But yeah, I did end up just unlisting those videos related to Brian, so there you have it. I'm about to start a backroom stream to 9 p.m. That's cool. Hello, studio. How's it going? Mean enough to you to be confused. Let it go. Yeah, for the most part, yeah. Yeah, I don't know. It seems like every time something major political comes out, it's always something, man. At this point, let's have some positive vibes. Yes, I agree with you, Joshua. Especially after today, yeah, I agree. Brian's channel is an abomination to all humanity. Sucks at it. I don't mean to be mean, but it's true, yeah. My top 10 favorite bands: Metallica, System of a Down, Deftones, Slipknot, Pantera, Slayer, Tool, Megadeth, Death, and Korn. Nice. Yeah, some of those would probably make my top 10. Pantera and Tool I do like, but no way are they a top 10 contender for me. Metallica and Megadeth I might have in the top 10. Metallica for sure, I don't know about Megadeth. But Megadeth would be up there. Yeah. Korn's really grown on me as well, so yeah, not bad choices. I do have another video coming out later tonight that I recorded. It actually is some of my most anticipated movies. So, I know it's been a while since I've done one of those videos. I think the last one I did was like in January or something. I wonder when Megadeth will release the second single from their upcoming album. Probably sometime in late July, if I had to guess. My top 10: number 1, Pink Floyd. Number 2, Van Halen. The Black Hearts number. Def Leppard, nice. Motley Crue, Black Sabbath, AC/DC. Interesting. Good evening, Zach. Do you have high hopes for the upcoming Megadeth album? I do, actually. I think it's going to be a good album. I don't know if it'll be better than Dystopia, but I am betting it will be a good album. My favorite bands: Linkin Park, Breaking Benjamin, classic 80s, Queensryche, not Todd era. I like that. Skillet, 3 Days Grace, Flyleaf, Van Halen, Iron Maiden, Ozzy, Judas Priest. Cool. Yeah, it's really hard for me to come up with my top 10, but I just know that I would have Metallica and Rush in there for sure. I don't know who else. Led Zeppelin, number 9. Motorhead. Blizzard of Oz. Yeah, I hear ya. Scavenger of Human Sorrow has got to be one of my favorite Death opening tracks. Flattening of Emotions are also good. Yeah. Flattening of Emotions especially. That might even be one of my favorite Death songs, to be honest. The Wiggles. Honorable mentions: Black Sabbath, Iron Maiden, Judas Priest, Cannibal Corpse, Soundgarden, Alice in Chains, Nirvana, Queen, Sepultura, Gwar, Lamb of God, Misfits. I do like more bands than that, but my top 10 is kind of difficult. Yeah, same here. Doing a top 10 is very difficult. Even doing a top 15 would be tough. I saw Corey Taylor posted a picture on Instagram of him stepping on dog crap. Wow. That's really something. You have high hopes for the new Soulfly album? Yeah, I do too, actually. Yeah, I mean, everything I've liked from Soulfly I really did like. Hello, hey, what's up, Steven? Truth Seeker, how's it going? I know you're over the drama, but I gotta say, how was a prog rocker gonna unsubscribe over that? I could see a metalcore leftist kid. Old proggers seems conservative. Yeah, that is kind of bizarre now that you mention that, Ridge. You've been following that? Interesting. Corey and Toddlator's egos are dog crap. Yeah, they really are. Alright, thanks, I'm still alive. That's cool, man. Yeah, that prog rock guy, like, I don't know. He's commented on my videos, like, only, like, once. And the second time was, well, that time. When he said he was going to unsubscribe, so. Man, I mean, I don't know. You just gotta love those people that only show up just to disagree with you. I mean, obviously that's not my first rodeo with people like that, but it can get annoying for sure. It's like, if you're gonna subscribe, you know, comment on other videos and stuff. And it's not like he really specified why he unsubscribed, you know. It really could have been anything. Doing a top 20 all-time bands is easier. Yeah, it's easier, but I don't know how much easier. Because I think that would even still be tough. I'd continue to speaking your mind about politics, man. It's their loss if they can't respect opinions. Well, I would agree with you, but I don't know. I just don't want to deal with the drama. I mean, and it doesn't really seem fair because, you know, people on the opposite side can do it, and it's totally fine when they do it, though, which honestly kind of makes me mad. The band, good in Dragon Cartel is good. The lead singer is trying hard to be Aussie. Freezing. Oh, okay. My top 10 genres of rock: new metal, death metal, thrash metal, grunge, traditional metal, classic rock, black metal, deathcore, metalcore, and punk. Cool. I personally would have metalcore above black metal and deathcore and punk, but that's just me. People like that is why I support the removal of the dislike button. Yeah, you know, it's funny you say that, Ridge, because whenever I heard that they were going to remove the dislike button, I was actually like, not a good idea, but it definitely has its advantages. You know? Like, I'm sure that both videos, I'm sure, had dislikes on them, but who knows? If they were to show up, of course. What are your thoughts on Parkway Drive? I believe I stated yesterday that I kind of like one of their songs. I think it's called Dark Days or something like that. Their band name always... Their band name always kind of seemed weird to me as well, because, like, when you think of a band called Parkway Drive, you don't really think of metalcore, you know? You think of, like, driving music. I don't know. Which could be metalcore. You could technically make that argument. Maybe they're the best band to listen to in metalcore for driving. Who knows? You could make that argument, I guess. Well, within your top 20, top 10 left, it's all about how you think. Yeah, for sure. What are your thoughts on symphonic metal like Nightwish and Epica? I'm not really into symphonic music. I mean, maybe other than Dream Theater. I mean, you could say that Dream Theater is... I mean, they have symphonic elements. But yeah, I don't really listen to much symphonic music. Hey Zach, once again, I can't watch your live stream tonight. Hey, it's all good, Christian. Don't worry about it. Favorite metalcore band: Minor, Trivium, Killswitch Engage, As I Lay Dying, Hatebreed, Motionless in White, etc. You're watching WEE? Okay. My favorite is honestly a tie between Demon Hunter and Trivium. I do have my days where my favorite bounces back and forth. And I know some people might have their comments about Demon Hunter being at the top, but you know, I really don't care. They'll always be one of my favorite modern metal bands, you know. I think they're extremely underrated, so... I saw you on Fabio's stream last night. Oh, you're part of Fabio's stream. That's cool. But Zach, I hope everything is okay. What's going on with you and Brian? Yeah. Yeah. You know, for the most part, I'll just let this go, you know? He's a cool dude. You're talking about... Oh, you're talking about Fabio, right? Yeah, he's a pretty cool dude. Yeah, Fabio's a really cool dude. Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Never could get into Demon Hunter. I don't think they're bad, but I don't know. Yeah, that's understandable. Surprisingly, there's a lot of people that really aren't into them. But most people wouldn't say they're bad. Like, a lot of people, I think a common opinion is with non-Demon Hunter fans is they're just okay. I mean, I disagree with that. I think they're a great band, but I do understand that most people just think they're just okay. Maybe they're just one of those you had to be there kind of bands. I don't know. I kind of feel that way about Breaking Benjamin too, to be honest. But Breaking Benjamin's obviously a lot more popular. Hey Zach, which YouTuber would you like to collab with next? Metal Meltdown? You know, I'm actually kind of surprised he didn't comment on my video on Brian. Because he seems to like to show up just to disagree, because, you know, he's one of them. I'll just say that. more of a fan of just classic rock. A lot of screamo and even borderline screamo stuff I can't even get into. Yeah, I understand. Demon Hunter are Christian metal, right? Yes. Yes, they are. Is, you know, awesome. Gotta show love for the most underrated 80s metal bands. Immediately think of Death Angel. Probably, arguably one of the most underrated 80s metal bands. You could maybe say, you know, thing is, I was about to say overkill, but you could maybe make the argument that they're underrated. Just maybe. They're a little more recognizable, though, I think. On the topic of metalcore bands, are you a fan of Unearth or Shadows Fall? Not really. Do you still watch Sea of Tranquility? Sometimes. I think Sea of Tranquility is cool. Which do you consider the big four of death metal? Mine would be Death, Angel. Sure you can't pick? Yeah, I wouldn't even know. And Anvil is the most underrated. Okay. What up? Hey, what's up, Prison Metaler? Welcome. Oh man, you missed a fiasco from earlier. Not necessarily on the stream, but just on a video on the channel. I don't know if you've been keeping up with what's been going on, but yeah. It's been a while since I've gotten into any drama on YouTube. Like, recently was actually the first time in a while, you know? Having problems? Not really. It's more like, just a difference in, like, you know, a difference in, like, political opinions and stuff. Like, it just confuses me more than anything, to be honest. Sup? Hey, what's up, MJ? Welcome. Well, we have MJ Nation here. Okay, I mean, I'm libertarian. Nothing really offends me. Fabio. A lot of the same political beliefs. Yeah, I agree a lot with Fabio on his beliefs as well. So all of us probably have that in common. I don't know if I'd say I'm libertarian, though, but Yeah, you can make... I'm probably close to it anyways. Zach expected to get a haircut in 2022? What? My top 5 bands: Five Finger Death Punch, Trap Kid Rock, Falling in Reverse, Nickelback. You're just joking, right? What's Fabio's channel's name? The Italian Stallion 51, I think it's called. How do you feel about some of the top metal bands being set up by System for Success, like U2, Rolling Stone, the Beatles being set up in the rock scene? Yeah, I'm not really sure. Oh, okay, my bad. You were talking about worse bands? Okay, gotcha. I'd probably agree for the most part then. I thought you said the best and you were being sarcastic or something. But okay. Yeah, you know, this thing with Brian, though, like, I'm just kind of confused by it because, you know, he keeps saying, oh, I'm so worried for the country, I'm so worried, you know. It's like, dude, you're literally on the side that everyone caters to. What do you have to worry about? Your side has been catered to for how long now? It's like, it's our side that's been treated like crap the entire time. What do you have to worry about? Just because certain laws have changed, that doesn't mean that... It doesn't mean anything, alright? It's not even that big of a deal. My worst bands would be Psycho Sinner. Yeah, again, that's... From what you guys have been saying, yep, that's... They seem to be pretty bad. Libertarian basically states that as long as it doesn't affect you, I don't care about returning to America to its former glory. Interesting. Is Fabio a leftist? No, he's not. Not even close, from what I can tell. My 5 worst bands are Theory of a Dead Man, Falling in Reverse, Hollywood Undead, Attila, Psycho Sinner. Yeah, those are pretty solid choices. I don't know, it's just... I was just thinking about that. I was wondering, like, Brian, like, what do you have to worry about? Like, you have leftist privilege, man. Like, you don't have the whole... You have the whole world in your hands, basically. You know, if you're on the left, you have no problem making friends in college. And that's probably one of the reasons why I didn't really have any friends from college. Now, I still have some on my friends list, of course, but... You know, they all differentiate as well. No surprise there. Because, you know, colleges, I don't know what it is about colleges that they have this master ability to convert people into thinking the same way the dumb professors do. Screw college professors, man. I hate bringing up politics, but I saw the video, and I'm alright. I'm actually split on the whole thing. Yeah, wait, which video is that? Oh, the video's on, Brian? Okay, yeah, I mean, I understand that. What is a libertarian? I think what's his name already stated that. I mean, Fabio's the leftist. It's like saying the color is blue. That mean I meant to be sarcastic, Josh. Oh. Yeah, libertarians, they're like more in the middle, aren't they? I'm pretty sure. I mean, I think that's a fair way to be too, though. You know. What genres outside of rock and metal do you like? I like 90s rap and 80s new wave. Not really much, to be honest. I mean, I kind of like some poppy stuff, you know, like the 80s eras of Genesis and Asia. Asia's kind of a poppy band. What, we're on the Brian situation. Wow. Anyway, yeah, we are pretty much in the middle when it comes to fans. I see. Yeah, I mean, I definitely hear you. But yeah, for those who don't know, my next video will be, well, for those who haven't heard already, I know I brought this up before, but my next video will be my most anticipated movies. Thoughts on Seether? You know, there was a time where I kind of liked them, but they kind of fell off for me. To be honest, I don't really find their music all that interesting. I don't think they're bad, but I don't know. If I wanted to listen to their style of music, I would just go listen to Breaking Benjamin or 3 Days Grace or something. You know, the bands that I've already been into for years. But I don't think they're bad, once again. The Who? What? I never heard of them. Outside of rock and metal, the only genre I like is rap. Outside of rap, rock and metal, I'm really into Where's Head Massive Attack and Prodigy. Okay. Post-grunge band, yeah. That's cool. Yeah, my favorite post-grunge band, I mean, I would assume post-grunge means modern hard rock. Like that kind of sound. I'd probably say either Red or Breaking Benjamin. I don't know if you want to call Red post-grunge, though. I would just say they're hard rock, but... heavy metal band, and they play traditional Schmidt's heavy metal format, and they do a lot of throat singing. Huh. That's interesting. The Two Who's, yeah, that's funny. I knew that there was a band called The Who, so that's why I was kind of confused, but I never heard of That Who. But I never got into either of them. One of my other favorites, Breaking Benjamin, 3 Days Grace, Stained, and Shinedown. Yeah, that's cool. I wouldn't call Red post-grunge, but I'd call 3 Days Grace, Breaking Benjamin, Seether, and Shinedown post-grunge. Yeah, fair enough. I was kind of thinking the same thing. Megadeth seemed to be more establishment. They're really conspiracy aware. Interesting that Dave Sting got kicked out of Metallica. Yeah. But we wouldn't have had Megadeth if he got kicked out of Metallica, so you gotta think about that. I have heard rumors that Soundgarden might consider replacing Chris Cornell if they can find the right person. Yeah, I don't know how I feel about that, to be honest. I mean, do you know what they're gonna do with Linkin Park as well? Like, I keep hearing Linkin Park's gonna continue, Linkin Park's done, Linkin Park's gonna continue, Linkin Park's done. It's like, what is it? The only problem with that is Chris Cornell's Widows be refusing to give the files to the last album to the band. That is interesting. Theory of a Dead Man. Some of the bands I immediately think of when I hear. Yeah. 2 streams in 2 days. Pretty cool. Actually, 3. Maybe you weren't here for the 1, but yeah, it's technically been 3. I have heard rumors that they might replace Chester, but they were trying to find that right person. Yeah, I don't know how you can replace Chester, though. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if they did what We Came as Romans did whenever their singer died. Like, they're still continuing, but just with the members that they have. And I will be honest, it's definitely not the same. I mean, the other singer, Dave, I think his vocals are okay, but Kyle Pavone's vocals, I think, are what made We Came as Romans, you know? In my opinion, I think they should just stop, because there's no way they can... You know, the recent songs have been kind of meh, in my opinion. I heard rumors that Zach was getting a Star Set poster and putting it by the Rush poster he stole from. You got me. As far as replacing Chester, I have a perfect replacement. Huh? I don't know how I feel about that. Replacing, I think, Tony Martin from Black Sabbath. That, wonder what that would be like. That's interesting. Chester Bennington is non-replaceable, especially... Yeah, I would agree. I'm not gonna lie, I kind of found that bizarre. Although, I don't know if you guys know who the Bunny the Bear is. They're kind of a weird band, but there was actually... For one album, they had a replacement singer who was actually a female. And it's always been a guy the entire time. Now, it's been a different guy each time because for whatever reason, they can't hold a steady lineup, but yeah. He'll probably have a poster by it too. Oh my gosh. Is that guy that was, like, eating McDonald's with, like, his mouth open or something? If I'm thinking of the right person. Nobody can replace Chester when it comes to Linkin Park. I agree. I mean, I think Michael Barnes from Red would probably be the most appropriate replacement. Because, I mean, I believe Linkin Park is even Red's biggest influence as well, so it would kind of make sense. Yes, oh, that is him? Okay. I'm just saying, not trying to start anything in the chat, but people said the exact same thing about Ronnie James Dio. No one can replace Ozzy in the 80s. Yeah, that's true, but the Ozzy era of Sabbath has only been for a decade, you know, throughout the entirety of the 70s, while with Linkin Park, they had Chester for, like, almost 2 decades. I mean, I definitely understand where you're coming from with that, but... The Bunny the Bear, yeah. Yeah, that's a band that kind of fell off for me, too. I can't believe I used to like them, too, because they are a pretty weird band. I mean, I judge the music. I'm not... These notions of the music. Good, who am I to judge? I hear you. I definitely hear you. But yeah, I definitely need new video ideas for sure. It's like I feel like I've done, like, all the rankings that I wanted to do, you know? I know some people have done, like, rankings for an entire band's discography's songs. Like, now that would be a challenge. Ranking an entire band's songs like that. Like, could you imagine ranking all the Rush songs? That would be, like, nearly impossible, I think. Does anybody know what the Papa Roach song music video is about? No. I don't really know much about Papa Roach. Yeah, that's a band I never got into. I don't know if any of you guys have heard the last James Libri solo album. You know, since I'm a big Dream Theater fan, I did decide to check it out, and I will admit it is kind of just only okay. Which is kind of weird that I'm not really that into it, because I actually really like Dream Theater's ballads, and that album is it's basically a ballad album, you know? That solo album from James LaBrie. I don't know, though. I kind of find it boring, though. Like, I don't know. It kind of sounds like if the worst Dream Theater ballads were a whole album, you know? It's basically the analogy I would make, I guess. Not really that into it. But it's not bad, though, I don't think. Did you ever hear this new band? Basically, they did a song for Friday the 13th video game. I've never heard of them, actually. Have you done a best top 10 live albums? No. I might consider doing that, though. Maybe. Exit Stage Left by Rush would definitely be on there. Live After Death is definitely an album that comes to mind, for sure. Probably Iron Maiden's best live album. What else would I have? Maybe S&M by Metallica. Sort of Motley Crue meets Def Leppard. Interesting. What are your thoughts on Ozzy and his new song? Yeah, Ozzy, I'm actually not too into his solo work. I really should check out his solo work, because I know that Ozzy is one of the more popular, solo artists from a metal band, so. Yeah, I mean, it's crazy how he's still putting out music, though. I mean, I heard that his next release will probably be his last album, but yeah, I guess we'll see. I really like what I've heard from the new Def Leppard album. At least take what you want. Okay, are my favorites. Yeah. Honestly, From Here to Eternity might be my favorite song on the new Def Leppard album. Just an idea for you? Yeah, maybe. I appreciate it. Ozzy solo stuff rules. Hey, what's going on, Max? Left a like on the stream. Thank you, Max. Thank you. But yeah, I did notice I did lose maybe 1 or 2 subs. I mean, I already know that Prague guy already unsubbed, but I don't know if anyone else did. Or favorite album covers. That would be a challenge right there as well. Well, nowadays you could just wrong and people would get offended. Yeah. I mean, I tell you, man, people, honestly, though, I mean, people really do get offended by the stupidest stuff. Like, I mean, was I wrong? Besides the stuff about Brian, was I wrong? Like, that's the main question. Keep this in mind. There are 3.5 million people in the United States. Cancel culture is only 30% of the population. How do you know this? Because I didn't even know that. I saw you know whose video title, political beliefs, and I just kind of rolled my eyes. Also, you were name dropped in said person's video. Yeah, I'm already aware. Well, that's why I made the response video, because, you know, of Brian's video. Yeah, you're talking about Brian. Yeah, I know who else would you be talking about? Not into Granddad's Rockin', to be honest. Wait, what is that? I understand how you feel. I've been losing subs. Yeah. Well, you know, the problem is I have more of a following than Brian, so of course the opinions are going to be mixed. I'm also not a political channel either, so of course I have people from all sides who subscribe. And let me tell you something, you know, if you thought one way of me and found out another and you're disappointed, that's your problem. Aussie solo stuff after No More Tears went downhill, to be honest. Really. Well, to be fair, I made a lot of that information was on Google. So a lot of cancel cultures, Gen Z, yeah. Can't say I'm surprised. Album art, not cover tracks. Yeah, I knew what you meant. Both would be hard. Brian's video on Skillet was ridiculous. It was. I mean, this is coming from someone who's not even a fan of Skillet. I thought the video was ridiculous. I mean, we all know the reason why he made the video. He just wanted to find a reason to bash people on the right, basically. Can't convince me otherwise. Prove me wrong. That's why he made the video. Because it's not like Skillet, you know, came out with a single suddenly, or they released an album, because they haven't released an album in months now. I believe their last album came out months ago now. So there's no reason for him to be talking about Skillet, but I mean, I'm just like, come on, man. We already know what's up. And the 30% is an average to 26 male, 37 female. Wow, so it's mostly females that are victims of cancel culture? So the number is in the middle is 30. Okay. You never could get into Skillet? Yeah. I mean, from what I can tell, Brian hasn't really gotten much crap from his video about his stance. Then again, his audience isn't as big, so. Oh, and that's rocking our Aussie Rolling Stones. Okay. Dominion is a good album, my opinion, but of course he replied and says Dominion was trash. I have no say in it, because again, I'm not a Skillet fan. You never cared for Skillet, to be honest? Yeah. I'm not really a fan either, but I do know that they have kind of gone downhill. Like, obviously, if I were to listen to Skillet, it would be like their early 2000s albums. Like, Comatose, I think it's called. Like, if I had to choose a favorite, it probably would be that one. You never cared for Skillet, yeah. Paul McCartney. Some trivia rock. What popular rock band has put out the most albums? The keyboard is popular. What do you mean? I wouldn't know. I mean, what rock bands have put out the most popular albums? You'd probably have to do some research on that. I still think Red is a better band. Yeah, well, Red is definitely a better band than Skillet, but I like both. Also like Thousand Foot Garage. Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, Thousand Foot, I never really got into either. I've heard maybe like one or two of their songs before. I don't think they're bad, but they're definitely not for me. The Skillet video was planned for June 26th for my reason why video. See, everyone has their own choice which side they choose. But you took my choice with who I side with personally. Okay. What was the 26th, though? That is something that I am wondering, Brian. TFK had a song called Absolute, and Adam from 3 Days Grace was playing guitar. Okay. Well, that's cool. The Rolling Stones with 29 albums. So wait, are you saying they have 29 albums or 29 best-selling albums? Because either way, that's a lot of albums. I mean, I'm not into Rolling Stones, but yeah. It's just my reason why episode date passed for this year. Okay. Alright, well, I'll let it go then, Brian. I'll give you the benefit of the doubt, alright? I'll go with that, alright? Oh, 29 studio albums. That is a lot. Thank you. Yeah, no problem, man. You keep doing your thing and I'll keep doing my thing. I mean, you're welcome to the stream. But I mean, you know how it is. I mean, you're welcome to stay here and chat if you want. You can join our discussions if you want. But yeah, 29 albums. That's probably more albums than, you know, the band that I like with the most albums or whatever. I like Thousand Foot Crutch, but hey, they were never one of my favorites. I like POD and Redmore. Yep, understandable. Yeah, POD. I actually might check them out, but we'll see. If someone wants to do a Rolling Stones ranking worst, that'd be a long video. Yeah. Yeah, I never realized they had that many albums, actually. I thought that they only had like 5 albums. I thought that they were like a one-hit wonder band. And some interesting trivia, I said popular rock beats and by one album, yeah. George Strait has the same amount of albums as the Rolling Stones. Country's the king of country music. Oh, okay. You should check out the greatest hits album, Atlantic Years from VOD. Okay. Pink Floyd Dark Side of the Moon sold a lot. Yes, I can believe that. I'm not surprised since they're around since the 60s. Yeah, I mean, well, Led Zeppelin's been around since the late 60s, and their last album came out in, like, what, the late 70s, I think? It is, you know, it is crazy to think how big Led Zeppelin is, even though it's been, like, decades since their last album. Motorhead has 23. Yeah, I knew that Motorhead had a lot as well. Led Zeppelin's final album came out in 1982. It was called Coda. Yeah, I am familiar with Coda, but I'm pretty sure that's just a compilation, though. So I typically don't count Coda as a studio album. John Bonham, when I died, we definitely would have gotten more Led Zeppelin. Yeah, maybe. And I know that Robert Plant was also going through some kind of loss during their final album as well. And I thought that had something to do with it as well, but... Yeah, you gotta wonder what Led Zeppelin's future albums would have been like if they would have continued from In Through the Outdoor. Now, 29 albums is too much. I'd rather have Led Zeppelin's 8 to 9 albums. Yeah, I hear ya. Well, Rush has nearly 20 albums, so there is that too. Robert Plant, his son, I think he was only 5 years old. Tragic, electric or drowning accident, if I remember correctly. Yeah, I think I heard about that. Avril Lavigne and 1,000 Foot. Okay. Now, you want to know a band that has a lot of albums? Overkill. I think they have around like 20 albums too, actually. Underrated albums: Here by Clouds by Pink Floyd, Power Windows by Rush, Done with Mirrors, Ceremony. Yeah. I especially agree with Power Windows. That is maybe their most underrated album. I would say that Power Windows and Counterparts, those two might be their most underrated. I mean, would you say that Roll the Bones is underrated too? I know that album did a little bit better than both Power Windows and Counterparts, so I don't know. Robert Plant lost his young son. Yeah. John Bonham died. Yeah. Yeah, that's definitely a sad situation. By the way, don't listen to the rumors Rush is done. There are rumors. Wait, what? You mean Rush, right? I just don't know how they can continue without Neil Peart, though. Because he is one of the things that made Rush what it was, you know? Wow, thank you, autocorrect. Hey, I hear ya. I mean, I did hear that that Geddy Lee and Alex Lifeson might do like other projects and stuff. That's like not related to Rush, you know. U2 and ZZ Top also have a lot of albums. I don't even know what number they are at. Yeah. Cold Fire, Grand Designs, Open Secrets, Camera Eye, Twilight Zone are pretty underrated Rush songs. I would definitely agree with some of those choices. Especially the Twilight Zone and Camera Eye. Camera Eye is actually one of my favorites from Moving Pictures. Rush's Alex Lifespan has side project, new album this year. Not a Rush fan, by the way. Yeah, I mean, I know that you're not a fan, but yeah, it's pretty cool. Underrated album, 7th Star by Black Sabbath, Falling into Infinity by Dream Theater, Turbo by Judas Priest, Dance of Death by Iron Maiden. Yeah, you know what? Pretty interesting choices. I don't know if I would agree on Turbo, though, only because of the commercial success that it got. Lines in the Sand is such a great song from Dream Theater. Yeah, it really is. Underrated albums, Black Sabbath, Cross Purposes Along, Headless Cross, Forbidden. Interesting. Yeah, I think Headless Cross is probably my favorite of the Tony Martin era. Queensryche's Promised Land is an underrated album. Yeah, it is. In my opinion, that was their last good album. I think that last two Ozzy era Sabbath albums in the 70s are underrated. They kind of are. I probably agree, actually. They are probably the weakest of the 70s era of Black Sabbath, but they're still pretty good. The guest vocals in Line from the Sand are Doug from King's X. For those who might not know. Yeah, I believe you said that before. And I might want to check out King's X one day. I keep hearing really good things about them, so I got to at this point. And I really, really, really want it to happen. I really want Tony Martin reunion with Tony Iommi. Okay. The deluxe edition of If You Want Peace, Prepare or See, they're coming out July 1st. Yeah, I'll leave Seether to you, Max. I'll just say that. Tony Martin, Headless Cross is solid, yeah. Yeah, The Eternal Idol, I think, is also kind of an underrated Black Sabbath album. It's definitely not one of their best, but, you know, it's pretty good. Promised Land is probably one of my favorite Queensryche albums. Disconnected, Out of Mind, I Am I. There's great songs. Yep, I would agree. It's probably one of my favorites, too. Headless Cross was amazing. I mean, I understand if some of the original band members can't come back, but at least have Tony Martin and Tony Iommi have a reunion, yeah. When will you give Pink Floyd a chance and start collecting their CDs? I might check out Pink Floyd sometime just for the heck of it, but I guess we'll see. I know they're a very big band, though, in progressive rock. I also did a list video for Soundgarden. That's cool. Ancient Warrior is Ancient Warrior is a pretty cool Black Sabbath song, yeah. I think I'll stay away and do my thing, because you and I are not going to see eye to eye on this politically. I wish you well in your YouTube career, but I personally made those videos to explain my point of view. Okay. I mean, I understand where you're coming from, for sure, but like I said several times, man, I think you just needed to be a little more considerate of others, you know. Just please understand that not everyone's going to agree with your point of view, like you just mentioned. But I do appreciate the comment, you know, wishing you well, and okay. But yeah, it's all good, Brian. Now, Queensryche is such a leftist band now. Yeah. Oh, I don't know, man. I miss how things were before. You know, because like yes, you've had mudslinging in the political realm, like like for a long time now, but it's I don't ever remember it being this bad, though. Like, you know, I understand that everyone views things differently, but like it's even gotten to that point where it's like even like who you follow on YouTube depends on what your stances are, because there's even people that I've had to unfollow there's people that I've unfollowed because all they did was bash people on my side, you know? And that's where my problem is with a lot of people. And unfortunately, you know, when it comes to like media and stuff, there's not many good things that are in the media that come from our side, you know. Like I said a stream or two ago, that, you know, bands like Five Finger Death Punch, like yes, they have you know, similar views, but their music's not that good, you know. I think Morgan Freeman said it best. How do you stop all this bitter rivalry between people? Don't talk about it and move on. Yeah, that's the way you gotta be, man. I know they're not going to agree with my point of view, Zach. I personally think 2020 went downhill for me, at least. Well, hey, I'm sorry that it went downhill for you, man. I mean, hey, I don't know your situation, so I won't judge you there. I'm just gonna stick to old Queensryche. Yeah, same here, probably. Your least favorite Black Sabbath album would be 13, really. That is an interesting choice. I'm personally for the left, but that's just my choice, and hopefully you can respect that. Well, I can, but, like, as long as you respect people who aren't, alright? But I'll just leave it at that. The other thing is, we need better music for make them more have a better outlook on life. Yeah, fair point. Yeah, because much 2010s and even 2020s music could be better, let's just say that. Brian, I don't care if you were find myself in that one. I was but follow your convictions. Yeah, exactly. The Verdict is still a great album, I'd say, from Queensrÿche. Their best since Promised Land. I try not to let a political views get in the way of enjoyment of the music. Yeah, well, you know, I'm the same way for the most part, but most bands, they usually zip it, you know? and that's the way it should be. I think if you're in a band, zip it. I mean, you can call that close-minded or like, oh, bands should be allowed to speak their opinion, but if most of them are going to be, you know, opposed to my side, forget it. Once the music starts to get too preachy, then that's one thing. Yeah, exactly. Thanks, Andrew. Yeah, for sure. My least favorite with Ozzy, not my least favorite overall. Gotcha. Let me say it best. Yes, I'm toward a-holes. Yeah. When you're in band, focus music and music only. Yes. Exactly. A band can speak their opinion, but I will say it depends on how you do it. Yeah. I try not to let the political viewpoint of a frontman ruin it for me, too, but it depends. If they're singing about running down our throats, that's when it gets weird, yeah. Well, like I was telling MJ recently, I did look into the lyrics to the new Queensrÿche track, and surprisingly, it's not as bad as I thought it was going to be. Let's just say that. Like, I thought it was going to be, you know, bashing certain groups of people, but who knows? Maybe this new album won't have any of that. I'll be very surprised if it doesn't. I think you would like Pink Floyd, The Wall. I have 2 songs on my new album that are... Well, I might not release them, though. I have to change the track list, yeah. Well, you know, bands have their B-sides, you know. Maybe you can release them later on for like a B-sides EP or something like that. Just a little idea for you. Since I don't like, because he doesn't sing, he sits there all the time about something that made him hurt. Oh gosh. I find it funny that my classic rock station will sometimes play 2000s music. They've done it 3 times. Songs I didn't know were from that decade, yeah. Well, believe it or not, Kyle, we are at that point now where 2000s is considered classic. Feel old yet? Because I sure do. I unblock Zach from YouTube. Okay, Brian, I mean, I appreciate that, man. I mean, I don't have you blocked. I meant to say? It's all cool, Brian. Don't worry about it. You know, we can just put this all under the rug, you know? I'm going by Car Standards 25 to be Classic 30 to be an antique. Okay. I don't know much about cars, but that's cool. I'll take one of the vids down for so I get bashed. Yeah, I unpublished my videos too, so fair is fair, I guess. My buddy Scott played guitar on my first album. It's a pretty good instrumental. How do you plan on releasing this album, Max? Like through iTunes, or is it a YouTube album? You know, is it going to be on Spotify? Okay, it's gone now. Okay, well, that's cool, Brian. Thanks, man. You know, not everyone is going to get along. There's viewpoints I disagree with. There's people I agree with. Well, sometimes you gotta bury it. Yeah, exactly. And the thing is, too, it gets us nowhere. You know, we can run in circles with it all day long, but at the end of the day, I mean, you know, you're not going to convert anyone. You know, I don't, you know, sometimes I have to remind myself that as well. Like, you're not going to convert them, you know. But, yeah. Sometimes you just have to keep that in mind, though. I'm producing his album. Okay. It's on my YouTube. Cool. You know, remember what he said about hate leads to suffering, which leads to anger or something like that. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that's probably true. I don't know. Like I said earlier, it's like when something major political comes out, it does seem to always be something, you know, like and you know, I think the media is you know, they know this. Like they know that, you know, oh, it's going to divide people. You know, make one side look bad, one side look good, vice versa. I mean, you know how it is. I'll say one thing. We could probably agree on it's movies and video games and a little bit of music. Yeah, probably. I do have a movie-related video coming out here, hopefully tonight. It's actually my most anticipated films. I mean, I've been saying it for a long time. We need to bring back real rock and roll again, yeah. Yeah, I mean, I would probably agree with that, because rock... I mean, what is even rock in today's time, you know? Like, what even is it, you know? You wrote a song about it. Did you really? That'd be like a funny, like, if you made like a funny parody video about that, or parody song, I should say. Well, I actually want to be a filmmaker. Oh, well, you're in the right place. And a studio head, if somebody contact with me, post their stuff under their social media, agree with it because it alienate your audience. Yeah. Well, you're talking to a filmmaker, so I mean, I would like to run my own film business one day, but I'm not holding my breath. Have you listened to the new Porcupine Tree album? I I knew about Porcupine Tree for a while. I need to check them out. They're prog rock, right? Or prog metal, at least. I don't know. But yeah, I'd be willing to look into the new album. That's their comeback album, right? Hey Max, you should title your album whatever. Self-thriller. I didn't even know Porcupine Tree got back together. Yeah, they did get back together. I mean, I know they broke up for a while and then came back, like, last year or the year before, but I guess they finally released a new album. Rage Against the Machine is one of my favorite bands right now. Still love the riffs and instrumentals. Yeah, fair enough. Prog rock, some metal, psychedelic, and alternative elements. Yes, it is. Okay. Yes. The Wicked Witch of the West. I like it. I like it, Max. It's kind of a cool song title, actually. So the King. That's going to be difficult. I guess favorite modern bands. Number 1. Number 2. Number 3. Crazy. Can only think of a top 3. Well, when you mean modern, what do you mean? Do you mean like 2010s and onward? Because I still would say 2000s is modern. I'll start calling 2000s classic when we get to the 2030s. How about that? So does that make the 90s classic? Yeah, probably. I'd call 90s music classic, but I guess it depends on what you mean, though, like on how you view it, I guess. Max, I personally would call it that's just me, to be fair. That could be a funny lyric. You never said the be. Yeah. The first, hello, welcome to the stream. I don't think I've seen you here before, but welcome. But yeah, if it's your first, see what I did there, time here, welcome to the stream. But yeah. I don't think the first is first. He's like the 10th in the chat, maybe, yeah. I think we've had more than 10 people, though. Might know me from on Fabio's stream. That's really giving Fabio a hard time, really? just to be funny, I'm usually the stream clown, yeah. I will admit, sometimes I can be as well. I guess it depends on how big the chat is. Got a video tonight about respecting people's choices to choose their own sides on things and mostly apologizing. Alright, Brian, I'll have to check that out. That's cool, man. Ben Burnley confirmed that the album is not confirmed on his... He said he ain't rolling out a new album. Yeah, sorry, Joshua. I'm not buying that. I'm still convinced they're working on a new album. Gotta make it first. Gotcha, Brian. What's up? Hey, what's going on? Multimaster? Welcome. Do you like Paradox? Or Mad Max? You mean the films Mad Max? I might have seen maybe like the first or the second, but that's about it. I don't know how many they've even made. They might have only made 2, I don't know. But I know I've seen one of them. And that was like a long time ago. I personally don't think there will be a new Breaking Benjamin album, not for a while. I mean, I can believe that, to be honest. I just, I don't know how anyone can hype up that band anymore, since they just take way too long to release music, man. Like, do you really not feel bored listening to Ember for, like, 5 years? I know that's kind of over-exaggerating. I know it's been 4 years, but, yeah. I mean, I do think Ember is a great album, but, yeah. Bands say, oh, we're not working on the new album. We're gonna retire. Smells like BS, yeah. Oh, 80s. Oh, okay, you're talking about 80s speed and thrash metal from Germany. Obviously, no, I have not heard of them. Hey, at least I don't take as long as Tool. Oh, well, yeah. I really doubt Breaking Benjamin will take nearly as long as Tool. We'll probably get the next album next year, if I had to guess. I have the feeling, man. I just have this feeling the new Breaking Benjamin album will be out in 2023. Back in high school, I wrote a song. If anything else, write a different song, improvise. Oh, okay. They're looking for me. Tool releases an album once every 50 years, yeah. They must be just invincible then. Finding a few different things, I could never finish a song for some reason. They must have found the fountain of youth. But yeah, I'll definitely keep an eye out for that video, Brian. I mean, isn't it funny how, like, Isn't it funny how like all this drama just kind of seemed like it was for naught, you know? It kind of makes me think that Prague guy unsubbed for nothing. Well, you know, if he's insane, then I'm not even gonna worry about it. I'll just let him be. Did you want to be a filmmaker? Have you written anything or put stuff out? Heck yeah. If you go to my playlist, you will find basically all the films that I've worked on. Italian Sniper Rebirth is my most recent one. I would recommend checking out that one because that is probably my best film so far. The new one I have working on right now, I think, is also going to be one of the best. Effects-wise, it's definitely going to be the best. Just saying. But yeah, definitely check out Italian Sniper Rebirth. By the way, that series is a reboot of my very first series. So it's something that I've kind of done before. But the story is just kind of told in a different way. I hope Red steps it up with their next album. Yeah, I do hope so too, because Declaration has honestly not held up. Alright, cool. Awesome. Yeah, I definitely don't recommend checking out any of my films from like years ago, though. Because I was not that good back then. But of course, you know, I was younger then, didn't, you know, obviously you gotta start somewhere, so. I'm trying right now to strive for trying to write Friday the 13th, part 13. Oh. Still waiting on new Stained. Yeah, with Stained, there's only really one song of theirs that I actually like. Or I kind of like, actually. It's not like a song that I go back to on like a regular basis or whatever. I like the really old films you did because they're totally rookie material. That's kind of it's kind of awesome to see you grow that how you are today. Yeah. I mean, I will admit, I do pat myself on the back for how much I've improved, you know, filming-wise. You know, because if you take a look at the last film I done and then the very first film I've done, it's like, yeah. I mean, there's improvement for sure. I'm still not perfect, you know, there's still things that I still can improve, but, you know. But the last series was definitely a step in the right direction for me as far as quality and everything. I'm waiting for new Stained 2 Max. Yeah, again, Stained I never really got into besides maybe like one song. Basically, the idea is to go to Crystal Lake because the concert Jag team wreak havoc on Jason. Oh, okay. I don't know if the new would happen considering Aaron Lewis is #1 song in the country right now for 1 year. Yeah. So it's like a fan film then that you would like to work on. Has anyone heard the Disciple classic Back Again? I like the drums. in the title. Oh, in the title track, and Why Don't You Shut Up as well, the drums remind me of Metallica for some reason. Yeah, Disciple I think is okay. Their music's definitely not bad. I don't know, I guess my main problem with them is really the vocals. I'm not too thrilled about his vocals. The guy's voice. Oh, you're going for actual studio because I have contact with some people? Really? That's pretty cool. Yeah, I'm really I've been really hoping that someday someone would come across my films and hit me up for something, you know? Because this is also like what I want to have a career in as well. Video is being uploaded right now, Zach, just to let you know. All right, Brian. Thanks for letting me know, man. Yeah, no way am I trying to guess you. I've just got looking at trying to reach out to people, you know. You gotta know where to look on the internet. Yeah. I started uploading my Madden video highlights on TikTok, yeah. Yeah, see, I wouldn't even know who to reach out to. I was thinking like, oh, I gotta fly somewhere maybe to, you know, pursue this dream. Maybe someday. I currently play bass in a band that covers Skillet, Breaking Benjamin, and 3 Days Grace. Oh, that's cool. I didn't know you were in a band. I'll give you some advice. Do you want people to see your stuff? Don't reach out to... Try to reach out to lesser filmmakers. Okay. I really have had the best luck with reaching out to celebrity impersonators, really. That is interesting. Band is called 2021 Present. That's cool. So you're a new band. Because think about it, celebrity impersonators get them like Comic-Cons, just these people, small businesses for themselves, yeah. Yeah, I mean, the thing is, man, like, I'm not getting any younger, and, you know, I don't want to be 50 by the time, like, you know, I pursue this thing. But yeah, I mean, I definitely see what you're saying, though. I've actually never been to a Comic-Con, believe it or not. As much as of a geek that I am, I've actually never been to a Comic-Con. Piece of advice to consider this: a lot of actors have a small business, so call the small business, just say, hey, I'm blank and I want to be a filmmaker, just wondering if you could look at my stuff. Yeah, maybe. Maybe. Yeah, I mean, I've just been kind of doing my own thing for a while. Um, I will admit that I do have my habits of the my way or no way when it comes to my filmmaking, you know. That mainly has to do with like the story and stuff, though. I mean, I've been on other sets before, like other projects, and I've had the best of luck with on my channel. She's my main channel, and I have a filmmaking portfolio. Ask for email to send it to them. That's cool. Well, if you have some work on your channel, I'd gladly check that out. Let's just say I've had a very popular producer who everybody knows actually liked my stuff tell me keep working, but he really enjoyed it. Hey, that's cool. That's very cool. I have some ideas of movies and film I've wanted to make. Really? What are your ideas? Yeah, my next series will be Vengeance Zerone. And then I think after that, I'm actually going to do a new IP. I think it's going to be something brand new. You know, because you know, with the ZDCU, as I call it, it's not like I don't want it to just be you know, just Italian Sniper, Escape from Corlector, and the Zerone saga. You know, it's kind of like the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Like, you eventually got to add more and more characters, you know, as you go into this universe. So that's probably what I'll do with the new IP as well. It'll be a part of the ZDCU. But yeah, feel free to share your film ideas. Well, one of the things I'm working on is Dracula versus the Monster. It's a continuation of the Universal Monsters. That's cool. Yeah, you know, I would like to do like more short films and stuff as well. I do want to spend a little bit more time on my next series as well. It's coming along pretty nicely. It actually might be released later this year, but we'll see. That honestly depends on how much gets done, of course. There's probably only going to be like maybe 5 or 6 parts to the next series. So it is going to be a little shorter than the last series, but it's the quality that matters. The movie that horror fans have been waiting 91 years for, wow. It's quite a long time then. I'm still trying to find a right story to put Dracula and the monster together. Hey, dude, you gotta hit me up sometime because, you know, I'm also a screenwriter as well. I mean, I can help you with stuff if you would like, of course. Can you do a dystopian sci-fi movie review series? Maybe. That would be kind of interesting. The problem with doing something like that, I guess, would just be the technology, you know? We're 1996. Is that Instagram? Oh, that's email. Okay. At what though? Gmail? That's a good email to me. Any filmmakers? Yeah. If you don't mind, I'll go ahead and take a screenshot just so I don't have to type this down later. Go back to the stream and, you know, try to look for it. So yeah, I got it now. That's a good email to me. Any filmmakers cannot email me. I don't care who knows by email. Okay. You could probably guess who my primary musical influence are when it comes to my music taste. MJ Nation and Zach D Productions. Oh, well, MJ for sure. I feel like MJ gets you into more bands than I do. And you want to know what's BS as well? I don't think MJ has gotten into a band through me, but he's introduced me to a lot of bands that I'm into. It's like I introduced him to Demon Hunter, not into them. Asia, not into them. Emerson, Lake and Palmer, not into them, you know? Although I might have gotten him into In Flames, come to think of it. I think he said that I was one of the people who got him into In Flames anyway. Oh, okay, at Gmail, gotcha. I have to do it that way because YouTube, that's just if you put in your email. Really? I actually didn't know that. I'd say you got me into In Flames. Oh, okay. That's what I thought. But no, MJ didn't leave. He's right there. Meant to say, any filmmakers can email me. Okay. Yeah, Demon Hunter and Asia don't do it for me. I hear ya. Oh, never mind, yeah. Yeah, I will say, I do like Demon Hunter a lot more than Asia, though. That is one thing I will say. I mean, I've been a fan of them longer as well, so. Another idea started making obvious ripoff of Bug's Life. You know, I can't do animated films. So I'm just like, whatever. It's all about live action for me. Asia's debut has some stuff that I like, but that's about it. Yeah, I understand. That probably is their best album, too. And lately, what I've been doing is, since I want to be a studio head, is give permission things through in front of their projects. Yeah. Yeah, that'd be cool. I did an EP with my friend a year ago. Sold 1,000 copies. I'm sorry. You're joking, right, Joshua? I'm not trying to discredit you. I just don't believe you sold 1,000. That's all. Like, one of the things I've done with collabs is with Eric and his series. Okay, I hear you. Oh, you wish you sold 1,000 copies. I hear you. Come to think of it, I don't think any... Well, no, that's not true. I was about to say that none of my films have reached over 1,000. But actually, my very first film did reach over 1,000 views. But it's technically not on my channel, though. So I don't know if you really want to count that. It's actually the original Italian Sniper. I've been struggling since I graduated in 2015. That's why I formed my band in 2021, yeah. Well, you know, man, it's good to keep yourself busy like that, you know? Like find out, like, what your passion is and just do it. Just out of interest, have you watched They Live? I have not. I just have a lot of projects I'm working on, but one of them is an Air Ice Rose documentary. Okay. Yeah, I haven't done a documentary in ages, come to think of it. I'm kind of not interested in doing documentaries, though. Let's see if MJ can guess my influences in rock and metal bands that when it comes to my songs. Yeah, I wouldn't know. Is the creator of Tarzan. Okay. John Carter, he is also a lot of ways the father of this cinematic universe. All of his books are connected. That's interesting. Yeah, I'm not much of a reader, to be honest. Stan Lee was also influenced by Edgar, yeah. I mean, I don't have a problem with, you know, people reading and stuff because, you know, obviously before movies, that's how storytelling was the thing, you know? So I definitely respect its, you know, impact and the influence it had on storytelling and such. But, I don't know, I never really got into reading. Godsmack and Linkin Park, I'm guessing, are a couple bands that influence you, but yeah, I'm not sure. I'm sure there's more, yeah. The original guitarist of my band left because he decided to ask me about find another guitarist. Oh, wow. That's really something, Joshua. I recently looked back through photos. Boo. Voices I did are cringe, yeah. I mean, I get that for me personally. I want to try to bring back Hollywood to the former glory. Yeah. And in order to do that, you need to tell stories and not put agendas. Yeah, you're exactly right. That people are not going to agree with you on. You put the yeah. Very true. He said he's a big fan of Todd's. That's kind of funny. That's actually good movies. Theaters. Small company. I'd like to break that mold. Yeah, I definitely hear you. Godsmack, Linkin Park, Korn, Filtered, Soundgarden, Alice in Chains, Guns N' Roses, Motley Crue, Seether, Nirvana, Foo Fighters, Metallica, Motionless in White, Red, Skillet, Thousand Foot Garage, Rage Against the Machine, just to name a few. Well, that's more than just a few. We were friends for a while. Queensryche, yeah. Because I've gotten older. I'm going to be 30 this year. My heroes in the industry lately been the owners of the studio. That's cool. Yeah, you're not much older than me then. But yeah, is anyone else just glad that this drama is ended? With me and Brian? And I bring that up because, I've noticed with some bigger YouTubers that they really do want to keep drama going on and on for views and stuff, and I can't imagine living through that toxicity, to be honest. I personally couldn't do that. I can't. That's too stressful for me, man. I'd probably off myself, to be honest. But the funny stuff is the parody songs I've made on my personal videos. Okay. Well, I think I do needs to be back. Showman's aspect of movie making. Hi, I'm blank ahead of blank. Yeah, I kind of see where you're getting at. Well, if Chris Stuckman, who, face it, isn't mediocre director, can make a movie, we can make a movie. Yeah. I knew that Chris Stuckman was... Wait, what makes him mediocre, though? Like, I knew that he was going to make movies, or he started something, but... And, you think about some of the reviews that some of the most recent movies have gotten as well. Some of them have been kind of negative. So it's like even... I mean, I guess it depends on, who's watching it. I mean, I understand that art is subjective, but, a lot of people don't like Morbius, but I thought the movie was decent, It's not one of the best Marvel films, but it is decent. Pink Hide, hello, welcome. Welcome to the stream. I think that Chris document he's very basic filmmaker. I don't see Chris document doing anything beyond a basic story. Max Stay Alive, have you seen? Thought you said yes. I mean, my favorite director is Victor. I think my second favorite is... Okay. I'm back. Hey, welcome back, Prison Meddler. You a fan of Deadpool? You know, I thought about checking out Deadpool. Looks kind of interesting. Hello, my birthday's in 2 days. Hey, welcome, Scamp the Wolf, and happy birthday as well. Why don't you like Brian Delivers? Well, it's not that I don't like Brian. I mean, he was here earlier. We just had a little falling out or whatever, so... But it's all good now, Pink-Eyed. You know, we settled things, so... Oh yeah, my favorite film genre is the Hollywood epic, so I want to bring back those. Okay. Oh, Peter Gabriel was in Deadpool? Really? That's funny, I didn't know about that. Okay, yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's all good now. But yeah, like I said, I can't imagine, you know, these YouTubers that go on and on about drama for like months on end. Like, get over it already, you know? I could barely take a whole day of it, you know, and there's people out there that go months with it. I mean, that would drive me nuts, you know? Honestly, it's just a lot of... Yeah, exactly, that's what it is. I mean, you know they do it for the views, because, let's be honest, drama attracts views. If you're just gonna start drama on YouTube, I can show you where the door is. Yep, exactly. My favorite directors would be John Carpenter. I've heard of Quentin Tarantino. Christopher Nolan I've heard of. James Cameron I've heard of. I've heard of all of them, I think. I'd throw Sam Raimi in there as well. Sam Raimi is probably one of the first directors that come to mind when I think of my favorites. Drowning Pool, I don't know about that, Max. I don't even bother getting into drama with anyone. Yeah, you're doing it right, Scamp. You're doing it right. Do you like Sam Raimi's Evil Dead movies? Just wondering. I've heard of them and I've seen some clips of them, but I've never really seen them in full. Those were like back in his early days, wasn't it? I mean, it goes back to any... You know what attracts... negativities attracts more than positivity. Yeah, that is sadly true. And I will admit that, you know, I'm like that as well. Like, when I see drama happening, like, sometimes the temptation is there to see what it's about. I don't know why we're like that as people. Like, I don't know why we're so attracted to drama and negativity and stuff, but it's definitely weird. My top 5 favorite directors. Number 1, number 3, John Ford. Raoul Walsh. Okay, that's cool. It's been a while since he's uploaded. Oh, you're talking about Feeding the Machine. Oh yeah, it has been a while. I still remember my beef with Feeding the Machine. That was pretty much an iconic YouTube career now. Yeah, Yeah, well, he's over you too, Max, so... I mean, you don't really have beef with him anymore, I don't think, do you? What's your favorite Marvel movie? Of all time, I would say the original Spider-Man 2. For MCU, I would maybe say... I don't know. That's a good question. For MCU, I don't know. Maybe Avengers Endgame. Yeah, why not? I do love Endgame, though. It's weird. I've grown up with a lot of Marvel movies. I've always gravitated towards movies with the directors that I listed. Yeah. Yeah, that happens. I mean, I've grown up with some classics, you know, like Back to the Future especially. That might have actually been one of the first movies I've ever seen, maybe even the first. I couldn't tell you what the very first movie I ever saw was, though. It was probably either Toy Story or Back to the Future. It had to be one of those. It had to be. But I do know that those movies are among probably the first 5, at least, movies I've seen. But what I don't understand is, like, these people that say, oh, they don't make good movies anymore. Yes, they do. I mean, yes, 80s action movies were great, but the greatness didn't end there. You just have to look. You know, there's films coming out today that are good. You know, because there's some people that believe that, you know, filmmaking is dead. Like, there's no such thing as a good movie that came after the year 2000. Which is definitely not true. Again, you just have... You gotta do a little bit of digging, you know? Do a little bit of digging and you'll find something. You know, look at Marvel. I think, you know, some of the most Marvel films, I think, have been some of the best. Like No Way Home and Shang-Chi. I think those have been some of the best Marvel films. And they're definitely some of the best of the decade so far, anyway. I don't gravitate towards a particular director usually when it comes to movies other than Christopher Nolan. I just like to watch movies. Yeah, I'm the same way. I'm not really familiar with, like, directors and stuff like that, but... Other than maybe a few, but... Yeah, it's mostly just about the movies for me. We need to get back on the screen, you know, The Real Man, yeah. My favorite Marvel movie is The Punisher, 2004. That is a good one. I completely forgot that movie existed. They're making a new Punisher movie, right? Mine would either be Guardians of the Galaxy or Avengers Endgame. Really? Yeah, Guardians of the Galaxy. That's one I do need to check out sometime as well. Yeah, I'll probably eventually watch Guardians of the Galaxy. First movie I ever saw in theater was Alaska in 1995. That's cool. Hi, hello, Brian. Scriven is another director I like. That's cool. The first movie I saw in theaters was Toy Story. First one I saw in theaters was Toy Story 2. Dude, same here. Dude, your story might be exactly the same as mine. Because, again, either Back to the Future or Toy Story was my first movie. And Toy Story 2 was the first movie I ever saw in the theater. At least to my knowledge. Feeding the Machine and I are cool now. Well, that's cool, man. That's good. Glad to hear that. I think a lot of it has to do with they made good movies. The magic's kind of broken new movies due to a lot of factors. Well, I think there's a few reasons why a lot of people feel that, you know, film is dead pretty much. Mainly because they feel like that, you know, all the original ideas have been used. Either that, or if it's just nostalgia. Like, people just can't look past their nostalgia for movies. You know, some people might, you know, hate, like, the fourth entry of a movie just because of nostalgia. Just because it's not the original trilogy, you know? I mean, yeah, like, you're allowed to believe that the fourth is not as good as the first three, but to say that, you know, it's not good at all is absurd to me. It could actually be pretty good. Now, if it is a crap movie, I'll stay silent about it. But what if it is actually good? You know. No problem for me. It's usually like the movies I see, or at least find them to be decent. There's very few films out there that I actually hate. Yeah. There's not really many movies I hate. I usually do like most of what I watch, you know. I want to say Baywatch is one of them. I actually couldn't stand that one. Hey Zach, sorry I made that video about. Hey, it's all good, Brian. No, man, I'm sorry too, man. I will admit that I did go a little overboard. I mean, I won't apologize for, you know, defending what I believe or whatever, but I will apologize for going overboard, though. That is something I will say. You like horror movies? Maybe I'll look more into them one day. I mean, obviously, I'm familiar with the Halloween franchise, Friday the 13th. I mean, I might check those out eventually. I mean, some of them do look... There's one that does look kind of interesting to me. I don't remember what it's called, though. I'll have to look it up at some point. Ridley Scott is another great director. James Bond Skyfall was awesome. I think I might have seen that one, actually. Minority Report was 2002, and that was a good film. Yeah, I've never seen it, but I believe you. I have the Punisher soundtrack. I miss when Marvel movies came with soundtracks. Yeah. I hope they're not making a new Punisher movie, because I didn't like the TV show. Punisher is my favorite comic book. And did nothing. John, it's an actor. Okay. The only difference is that the second movie is why I'm massive. Yeah, okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Guardians of the Galaxy 2 is the only MCU movie I haven't seen in theaters. I've seen all the other MCU movies in theaters. See, I haven't even seen... Most of them I haven't even seen in theaters. I have to really think about all the ones that I've seen in theaters. I know I saw The Incredible Hulk actually at a drive-in, if I remember correctly. That was the one from 2008. I mean, I guess that counts as a movie theater. I know I've seen Thor in the theater, the first and the second one, actually. And I will probably see the new one as well. But yeah, I've seen the first two Thor movies. I know I've seen the first Avengers in the theater, and I'm pretty sure that's the only Avengers that I have seen in the theater. But yeah, after the second Thor movie, I think that was the last time I've seen any Marvel film in the theater, or MCU film in the theater. I'm starting to change that, though, you know. Like, obviously, I do want to go see the new Thor, and obviously, a bunch of other films. I mean, I had an idea for Punisher script, Punisher in a Dark Knight Returns type of scenario. I know I'm kind of jumping ahead here, but Transformers was the first movie I saw in theaters. That's cool. I actually think I might have seen a Transformers film in theaters. Yeah, those movies are alright. My only issue with them is I feel like when you see one Transformers film, you've seen them all, but I don't know. I mean, they're not bad, though. I mean, I definitely like how action-packed they are and things like that. One of my favorite childhood movies was the 2000 film Gone in 60 Days. Still a great movie to this day. I feel like I might have heard of that. I also saw Deadpool in theaters. That's cool. Hardening 0.5 was the first movie I saw in theaters. Very nice. Ghost Rider is one of my favorite movies of all time, and people, to me, is absolutely trashed movie. I'm still mad about it to this day. Yeah. I don't know. Ghost Rider's, honestly, no offense, is probably one of my least favorite Marvel characters. I mean, it's not that I think he's a crappy character. I don't know. Maybe it's just like the whole, like, skull is a head thing I find kind of weird. I don't know. I'm not sure what it is, but nothing really against him, though. But just not one of my favorites. I mean, I had an idea. Oh, I've already read that. The first Ghost Rider was good. The second movie was garbage. You gotta go watch the new Top Gun Maverick movie. That was pretty good. Yeah, I keep hearing good things about it. You know, I hear it's like one of the top movies of all time, actually, so. Yeah, maybe sometime I will. I'm actually pretty surprised how big it's gotten, actually. Because, I mean, I've seen a couple trailers for it at the theaters and stuff, and I just thought, it looks like just a generic, you know, military jet, you know, film or whatever about, you know, that's the mindset that I had, but according to literally everyone, it's great. So I don't know. It's probably better than I would have thought. Do you kind of agree with what Fabio said in one of his videos, that a lot of movies are vanity projects? His problem is what he said in his video. What do you mean by that? Could you emphasize on that a little more? James Bond did a movie called Thunderball, and I've personally been in the water cave. It was in the water Okay. You don't like horror movies? That's alright, you know. You didn't even see Endgame? No, I did not see Endgame in the theaters, admittedly. I'll admit, I kind of wished I did. You got your ticket pre-ordered for the new Thor movie? That's cool. What's your least favorite MCU movie? For me, it's Iron Man 2. I actually kind of liked Iron Man 2. My least favorite. Yeah, you know, I might agree with you. Yeah, I mean, I have my days where I like the third Iron Man more, and I have my days where I like the second one more. Yeah, I don't know. It might be the second, but still a pretty good movie, though. Did you watch the new Doctor Strange movie? Yes, I did. I did a review for it if you haven't seen, and honestly, it might be my favorite film of the year so far. Either that movie or The Batman is my favorite. Those two are kind of fighting for the top for me as of this moment. The new Sonic movie would definitely be number 3 for me. Sonic 2, that's another good one. I saw all 6 of them in theaters. I do think I have nostalgia for Transformers franchise, even if the films are just okay at best. Looking back, yeah. I do want to see Top Gun Maverick. Yeah, like I said, man, I mean, I've heard good things about it. I mean, obviously, if, you know, you were to sit me down and play it for me, I mean, I'd watch it. But, yeah, we'll see. I only like the first Transformers, the rest, not so much. I'm not really a fan of Michael Bay, yeah. Yeah, Michael Bay's films are kind of like, they're really over the top, aren't they? Like with the action and stuff. A part of me thought Top Gun Maverick was going to be trash, but it turned out I was wrong. Yeah, like I said, I'm very surprised how good it's doing. I like the movies, Rock, Bad Boys 1 and 2 for Michael Bay. That's cool. Don't worry, it's okay. There are several films I wish I would have seen in theaters. Joker comes to mind for me. Yeah, you know, that's a movie I thought about checking out as well. Because, I've heard the Joker was good. I mean, I actually might check that one out sometime. There are several films I wish I would have... Oh, I already read that again. My favorite movie of the year is a toss-up between Bad Guys and the Batman, with a slight edge towards the Batman. Yeah. Oh, dude, the Batman, that... I was blown away by that movie. It was so good. The Riddler was just so menacing in that movie. It was insane, especially towards the beginning of the film. But yeah, great movie. I heard the movie Morbius got a lot of bad reviews. It did. I definitely don't think it's as bad as a lot of people are saying. I heard Morbius is really bad. It's actually not that bad. I mean, it's definitely not one of the best Marvel films, but, you know, it's decent. Morbius has some things I like. Does have some entertainment value, but yeah, it's not great. How? Oh gosh, I gave both films a light 10 out of 10. Yeah, fair enough. I love the Batman. Really good movie. Oh, dude, I'm really excited for the next one. The best Joker for me would be Heath Ledger. You'll have to remind me which one that is. Is that the one from The Dark Knight? Could you imagine if they made a Batman film that's like in No Way Home style? Like they had the three Batmen, like you had what's his name? Michael Keaton, Christian Bale, and Robert Pattinson all in one movie. I wouldn't be surprised if they ended up taking a page out of Spider-Man's book. I saw the bad reviews for Morbius and I didn't really care to see it. Still don't. Yeah. I hear ya. From what I remember, I liked the new Batman movie as well. Yeah, it was really good. I do think it is probably better than the entire Dark Knight trilogy, actually. I'm not sure how popular that opinion is, but I mean, that's how much I really liked it. I hope the next one is over 3 hours, yeah. I wouldn't be surprised. Well, Batman movies are pretty long, so... Heath Ledger's from The Dark Knight. Okay, gotcha. That's who I thought you were talking about. Yes, he's from the... Okay. It is impossible for Ledger to come back in a Batman movie like... He's been dead for years. Yeah. Yeah, I know he passed away, I think. Well, I mean, they could use, like, if they did a No Way Home style Batman movie, they could just bring back the Bane from The Dark Knight Rises. What's your favorite horror movie? I don't really have a favorite horror movie since I'm very unfamiliar with them as of this moment. Can't get into Mushroomhead, yeah. I never really bothered to check them out. I still do like The Dark Knight better, but I do enjoy the Batman. Yeah, I understand. Zach is also from The Dark Knight. He was in the scene where he was talking to that one guy in Gotham. Well, it's funny you say that because in The Dark Knight Rises, Bane tears down the stadium that's in my town, so it's not totally like obscure or anything. But yeah, I've been streaming for a while, guys, so and I should probably close the stream soon. Have you been to that stadium? I have. But yeah, I've been streaming for a while now. Yeah, it's been a pretty nice stream. If you guys have any last things you'd like to say, now would be a good time. You're live streaming tomorrow, by the way? Perfect. Because I'll be off the next day. So, depending on what time you're streaming, I'll probably be there. Hopefully, anyways. Obviously, I don't like making promises. Do you like Iron Man movies? I do. Of course. What Marvel fan doesn't? I would love to see Skillet in concert. I can crush on Jen Ledger somewhere. Love to see them. Oh, man. I would love to make a collaboration with you one day on your channel. Yeah, we could do that sometime, Kyle. Zach would love to see Skillet in concert. You got me. Around 8:33, the usual time. Oh, 8:30. Okay, I was about to say 8:33. That's that's kind of a random number to choose. The sad thing is, I've actually seen Skillet in concert back in my Christian rock phase. Yeah, well, you know, I know that they like go to like Winter Jam and stuff. I have seen Red at Winter Jam, like, some years back. But yeah, you guys, I think I'm going to go ahead and end this stream, so thank you all so much for joining. I saw them at the Harbor Crusade. Saw Red at the same festival. Okay, that's cool. But yeah, thank you guys so much for joining. I'm glad it's been pretty relaxed for the most part. You know, I'm glad that things are cooled down now, and yeah. I will, of course, work on that anticipated movie list video, and yeah. Have a good night, guys.